Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video, which is my first colouring tag video that I'm filming. Today I'm going through the tag questions from Elm Colours. So the theme is Share the Love because it is the month of February. I really should have filmed this around Valentine's Day. However, I was caught up with colour alongs and colouring lives and I kind of just lost track of time. So I'm actually still filming a colour along. So I've paused halfway through so I can film this video. So I think, we've got a bunch of questions here that I'll just go through. I'll have a whole pile of books beside me. So let's dive in. So the first question is share a finished page you love. Tell us what you love about it. So I have a few and I feel like most people that I've watched this video tag for have a few. So my first one is in Fragile World. And this is a recently completed page of mine in Fragile World. So this is the Queen Alexandria Monarch Butterfly. Sorry, I've just got a heat pack on me because I'm freezing today. And I love this. I mean, purely because of the vibrancy, but also this was my first page with Neocolor 2s. And I'm so happy with the way it came out. I love the vibrancy. I love the contrast between the colours. I love colouring in things where there's references in the back. So, for example, in Kirby's book, this is, what page was this? This was page 20. So, where are we? As you know, in many of Kirby's books, he has a Queen Alexandria's birdwing butterflies endangered. But live exclusively in PNG. They are the largest butterflies in the world. Wingspans up to 28 centimeters. That is huge. They are an important component of the food chain. The caterpillars eat foliage and the nectar-feeding adults pollinate flowers. Among other things, habitat loss due to commercial logging and the expanding oil palm industry, or palm oil. It's threatened their survival. They are also highly valued by collectors, so illegal trading contributes to their diminishing numbers. So I love colouring pages where there is an about section or like a reference section or an index. And I had a reference photo up that was very similar to the way this butterfly is shaped, actually. And I tried to copy all of the colours and I love the way it came out because it was a very experimental page for me. I'm not usually colouring butterflies and I had a lot of fun. And I also love the way that these came out. And this was just completed with the same colours and I've added a black Posca. So I loved the whole process of completing this page. So it is one of my favourites. So this is a colour along up on my channel. And of course, where would one of my pages be without a bit of sparkle? So I've got a bit of sparkle in some of the hibiscus. Yeah, hibiscus little centres there. So that is one of the finished pages I love. I have a few. One of the other finished pages that I absolutely adore is Floribunda Year. And you're going to see this book a few times in this video. Where are we? I do love that one, but it's not that one. This is one of my absolute favourites. I simply love the purples and the vibrancy, and I love the way that the white flowers turned out. I'm really, really happy with this. And I especially love the contrast between the neutral background and the absolute riot of colour that is going on in the middle. I especially love that about this book, and it's quite similar to this page over here, where it's just that beautiful neutral background and it's just got that pop of colour in the middle. And I love this book and I will be talking about more this book in a minute, but I really loved how this page turned out and I love the effect of the flowers. I love the greens in the middle and I really enjoyed just the process of learning about the hellebore flower and learning the different varieties that you can get. And I've tried to stick true to that and I loved researching it, and because in the back as well, similar thing, every page has a botanical name and reference in the back, and so you can learn about them. More on that later. So that's why I love this page. It's absolutely beautiful. Another finished page that I really, really like. So this is my first Hannah Coles page completed, and I have this lovely, it's like metal and flowers and jewels, and I love the way that this has come out. Why do I love this? I think because of the background and the white flowers, to be honest, well, like the glowing flowers. This was a very This was a very experimental background page for me. This was Pan Pastel, and I've done these pages, done the flowers with Posca pen, and I love the glowy effect that it has, and I love the way the jewels have come out as well. It was a real surprise as to how this would turn out, and so I think that's why I love it, because I had no idea what it would look like, and when I finished it, I just absolutely fell in love with it. I have a lot of pages that I love, but there are a few, but I think I want to show you one or two more. Is this going to be a long video or what? I think so, but that's fine. Magical Jungle. And you would have seen this page done before by some other colorists, but so I was inspired from some other YouTubers coloring this page, so I just had to dive in myself, and I love the vibrancy. I love the gradients. There's just so much to love about this. I love the glitter. I used Ohuhu glitter markers for this. So this isn't a color along up on my channel, but I do have a video where I go through the markers, and you can see me coloring the certain aspects of the leaves with the Ohuhu glitter markers. So if you're interested in that, you can head to my channel. So I absolutely love this one for its vibrancy, and sometimes I really just like to sit there and just burnish and blend because I don't have to think about it too much. So I just get my color combinations. I do think a little bit about placement of each color, but other than that, I just dive in and have a whale of a time. Okay. I'm going to stop there with question number 1 because I have many different coloured pages that I love. Okay, question number 2 is share an uncoloured page that you love. What is it about the page you love the most? Okay, so one of the pages that I love in this Magical Jungle is this one here, purely because it reminds me of the other one that I've just shown you. And I love the leaves and all the like flat lay of the leaves and the different opportunities. And so I think I'm going to complete this page with Neocolor 2s. I do have some purple combinations, so I think I'm going to go like dark purple and then go light. So it's kind of like a bit of a sunset vibe. And then I think I'm just going to bring out like super vibrant green leaves, maybe a bit of orange and a bit of blue, probably a bit of pink. Yeah, so I absolutely adore this purely because of the opportunities and how endless they are. Sorry. The options. Why do I keep saying opportunities? I mean, I suppose there is an opportunity, but the options that we have here are endless. And I believe that I can very much turn it into a page that's just as vibrant as this one. So I'm actually thinking of doing this one next after I finish my current whip, and I think I'll try and film this one. It depends because I do schedule my lives every Monday morning, Australian time. So it'll depend. We'll see. So if I'm not doing it as a color along, it will be on a live and you can watch that back. So we'll see how we go with that. Other uncolored pages I love. There is a bunch in Seasons. I also have a bunch in Tales of Atlantis that I love. And I'll show you why. And I'll show you what, and I'll show you why. So I love these portrait pages, and I have seen this coloured many times. I love the different opportunity. Oh, wow, here we are again. I love the different options. I love in Hannah Carlson's books her portrait illustrations with all the jewels, and I absolutely love all the like floral crowns and the headdresses and the beautiful jewels, and the options are absolutely endless. So I love this kind of thing. Yeah, I just love stuff like this. There is so much you could do. This could be so vibrant and sparkly, and I have some really good ideas for hair. I recently, in a color along that I've been filming, and I will show you where I'm up to. My desk is just an absolute mess at the minute. So there's a color combination that I'm obsessed with. So this is my whip at the minute. And you can see this like red wine kind of combination. I really want to do hair in that color. And I think that would be amazing. So for example, you could do her hair in that color, and you could have like some beautiful gold or silver sparkles, and you could just go crazy with it. So I have not colored skin before, so that is another thing that I'm looking forward to learning how to do. And I really want to get good at it, especially with the eyes. I want to get really good at coloring eyes. I love the way that Chris Chen colors eyes. They look so realistic. It's almost a bit freaky how realistic they look. Let's have a look at what else I love in here just while I'm on these books. Yeah, here's another one. Just all the embellishments and the jewels and the sparkles and the face paint, all of that. I love it. And you could like color in makeup and everything like that. It's quite funny because I'm not a girly person per se, but when it comes to this kind of thing, I just want to go absolute bananas on this. So I'm looking forward to it. And there's portraits like this in all of her books, as you would know. I've only just jumped on the Hannah Carlson bandwagon. I wish I had have done it earlier. Not a fan of that. I don't like colouring spiders. I don't care if it's Julie or whatever. I don't think I will be colouring that because I'm looking at the legs and I'm already feeling a bit creepy crawly. So I don't like those. Here's another one. Absolutely beautiful. And you can see like she's got some tattoos as well. Yeah, I absolutely love those. So the Hannah Carlson books I absolutely love. Sorry, my camera arm is like right here. I'm touching it there. So my books keep knocking it. Other uncolored pages that I absolutely love. Again, I'm going to pull out Floribunda Year. I'm just obsessed with it. This whole book, any of Layla's stuff, any of it. I've got Beautiful Planet. I've got Walk in the Woods. This stuff is so beautiful that you could just have the book uncolored and it's like a botanical companion book and it's fine like that. Like it's a statement book. I absolutely love it. All of her uncolored pages, all of them. All of them. Yeah, I could bang on about that for ages, but I won't. The third question is share a book you love. What draws you to that book? Okay, Floribunda Year again. I will go through a few books that I like. So what draws me to this book is, like I have said, all the beautiful flowers because I love colouring flowers, flora and fauna. I love colouring leaves. And what I also like about this is that there are the botanical names in the back. So while you're colouring, you can learn about the plants that you are colouring. And I quite like getting into the research of what the flowers actually look like and what their colours are, and I'll colour them according to, say, like a Pinterest photo that I find. So yeah, I love learning about them. And it's funny because when I go back to this one, that hellebore one that I did, I have these in my garden and I didn't even realise that I had these. Like I knew that I had winter roses in my backyard, but I didn't realise that winter roses and hellebores were the same thing. So I'm discovering what's in my garden. I absolutely love any book that is based on flowers, and let me just see if I can bring out another one or a couple of other of Lila's books, knocking everyone over, because I have a pile of novels here too to show you, because one of the questions is about novels. Let me have a look at a couple of I love these books for the same reason, the exact same reason. Just the intricacy, the detail, the white space. There's a beautiful balance between the white space and the images, and I love how they come together. I'm very, very much a botanical colorist and a botanical lover. Same thing. These ones have the companion in the back, which is just beautiful. And I love her Beautiful Planet as well. And I don't think, oh no, they're not in the back of these, but that's okay. In answer to another uncolored page that I love, one that I have tagged to do is this one. So we've got hydrangeas, and I love hydrangeas. They're one of my favorite flowers. And there's some roses here, and there's a couple of other flowers that I don't know what they are. And I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll probably just color them according to the color palette that I pick. Okay, and more books that I love. Again, the Hannah Carlson ones. I just love the hardcover books. I love how shiny this is and good quality they are. I love the paper. It's like colouring on butter, but in a good way, and they work so well with Prismacolor pencils. And I'm drawn to the intricacy. I'm drawn to the portraits. Like I've been saying, I'm drawn to the ocean theme because I love ocean, and I absolutely adore everything about this book. Again, I just want to, I never want to stop colouring, you know? I just get so excited. The more I look, the more I just get so pumped to get in and get colouring, and I can't wait to look back in 5 years and to see all the beautiful pages that we have completed together. I just get such a rush when I look at all of this. There's just so many things. So yes, that was a recent one. That is not a colour along, but I do this on a live. Just look for the lives dated. They're like mid-Feb. And you can see me talking you through this. All right, I do have more books that I love. I want to show you the other one that I like I have shown you Fragile World, but I love Fragile World, again, because I get to learn about the animals, and I love learning about the endangered species, where they are, and it's really cute. They're so gorgeous. Like, these little Tassie devils, they're just so cute. I'm not very much into like your mythographical kind of stuff. So I like that in this book that there's like less skulls and wizards and stuff, and it's more animals. I wouldn't say that I'm not so inclined to colour cutesy stuff, but I do like that there's quite a lot of nature in here, and that I can learn about the species. I'm very interested in that. It's just something that I love to do. So I do love this book, and he's cute too. I don't know if I'm not drawn to colouring this, but he's really cute. Yeah. There's so many things about this book that I love. And there's some underwater things here as well. I've seen so many of these pages done as colour-alongs. Again, I look at this book and there's just so many opportunities. I get really excited. I wish that I could just colour everything all the time, all at once, don't you? This is a double page spread. I was like, it could be. It literally is. How sweet. Another book that I love, and I will show you, where is it? It's one that I'm currently working in, that whip that I showed you just before. Sorry, I've got books everywhere because I'm halfway through a colour along. This is Rooms of Wonder, which I should have said before. I'm really enjoying Johanna's new style, this kind of thing. I would say that she has this Magical Worlds and Worlds of Wonder. They're all very similar, and Rooms, but I like it. I'm really getting into colouring really intricate stuff in Johanna's books because I really love ocean pages as well. So, and I love this book because there's just things that there's just intricate wallpapers that I just wouldn't do otherwise. And like stuff like this, I don't know if I'd colour that, but that I'd be interested in colouring. I mean, I'll probably colour the whole book, but yeah, I just love the different objects. So it's very interesting to look at. It's just not same old. I mean, as much as I love her older books, because I do like going back to the OG Johanna, like in Magical Jungle and also in Enchanted Forest, it's something very nostalgic and special about that. But I love just the different opportunities there are to learn how to colour different elements. So you can learn how to colour feathers. Yeah, there's different things. So I do love this book for its variety. So you know what I mean? There's so many different things you can do. And I'm sure you guys have seen these pages plenty of times before because it is quite a popular book on the socials. Next question is, share a background that you love. What was it, the process of creating it or the end result that you loved? Okay. I have a few backgrounds. Again, we're like 25 minutes in and I'm only up to question 4. Long video. Okay, a background that I love. Seasons. I love this background. This was very experimental. This is pan pastel. So pinks, oranges, and there's a bit of like a pearly white in here too, which doesn't really come up on the camera all that well. You can see it a little bit. It looks like it's white, but it's actually shimmery. I love this because it was just purely by accident, this one was. I was on a live and I think I was demonstrating how to use pan pastel and blended these colors together, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. Sorry. I love this background. I love, and I'll show you in a sec, pan pastel and the Neocolor 2s have to be my favorite ways of doing backgrounds. I don't have any Derwent, not Derwents, I don't have the Distress inks yet. I'm sure I will fall in love with them. But I love the pan pastel and the Neocolors purely because of the different effects that you can get. I love the way the pencil looks, but I do not like doing backgrounds in pencil purely because of the amount of pencil that it uses and how much it ends up hurting your hand, because I like my pencils and my backgrounds to be really vibrant, as you can see. And so I find that I end up just pushing way too hard, and I end up just getting hand cramps, and I have to get the Theragun in on my forearm just to calm those muscles down. So yeah, the only thing with pan pastel is sometimes you got to get a bit fiddly to get in all of this, and I don't use masking fluid because I don't like the fuss, and plus I don't have masking fluid. So I'm sure that one day I'll get into it when I get into the Distress inks. Let me pull out Rooms of Wonder again. The page behind it, I absolutely love the background, and I've turned it into a double page spread. It's this cake page here. This is a full page coloring tutorial up on my channel where I'll talk you through the whole thing. This is not. This was I was learning how to color certain elements, and I watched a few color alongs for this, but I simply, apart from all the like little marks on here that I don't know where they came from, I love the way the background has come out. It's a little bit shimmery. On camera, it looks a bit grey, but to me, as I'm looking at it, it's very minty, and it's like a minty grey green with a little bit of yellow there. It reminds me of like very much like a Jane Austen kind of style. I really like the way that it complements the bright colours in here. It just makes them pop a little bit, and I really love the way that it complements the gold. I think that's probably why I like it, is because of the way that it goes with the gold. It was really fun to do. I think this is one of the pages when I started to click with pan pastel. It took me a few goes, but I love the way that it's come out, even though there are a few random little smudges on the page, which I don't know how they got there, but I love that background too because they're so quick and you can get really creative and experimental with it. Now let's get into the Neocolor 2. This is Neocolor 2 here. It's probably a bit square, like I probably would have wanted it a bit all rounded, but that's okay. So as you can see, I like my Neocolor backgrounds super, super vibrant, and that's what I love about it. And I also love that it doesn't bleed through. Any bleed through is purely from the Ohuhu markers. And it's not a bleed through as such, it's a shadow. So that'd be really easy to cover over. Like you could do some really bright red flowers, cover over that, no dramas. So I think it's a combination of the process of doing it. I find it very cathartic. Just going in and like, you know, getting that crayon down and then going in with a water brush and all the little details and just fine tweaking it. And I like that opposed to the Derwent Inktense, you can keep on going in and changing it. It's not like the Inktense where once it dries, that's it. You can keep on manipulating this, and I like the vibrancy that you can achieve. And even though it takes a bit of time, I really just immerse myself. And if you had have watched me in my live colouring this background, you would see how much I just got a bit obsessed with it, and I turn into a bit of a mad scientist when I'm colouring these things, which I love. I had all 4 crayons in my hand, and I was like, you know, like dabbing in all the different colours and mixing all the gradients, and I love that. I felt like you kind of feel like an artist instead of a colourist when you're doing this stuff. I mean, it's one and the same, really, I think. So it's both. It's the process and it's the end result, which I absolutely love. So yes, with Neocolor 2s, I always do 2 layers, and I like them really bright. Another background that I like, and there's a few. Let me pull out another Kirby. No, let me pull out Kirby and then another one. I'll show you. Okay, there's a few in Wonder Morphia that I really like. Background, where are you, background? Okay, I love this background. This is my first Kirby page complete, and I'm obsessed with it. And I really like that these are single-sided because you can really, like, you don't have to worry about any bleed through because I used some Sharpies here. I love this background. I love the dappled effect. It is gorgeous. However, the process was a nightmare. This was the first page where, I really went to burnishing it and everything like that. And my wrist muscles and my hand muscles, everything was so sore, which was crazy because I'm a musician. So I would like to think that my hand muscles are quite, they're somewhat built up. But yes, I love the look. I love the dappled effect. I love how it's dark on the edges and works its way in. If I had my time again, if I had Neo Colors, I'd do it with Neo Colors just to save the time and save the pencils. But I also love it because it's purple and I love coloring purple. And I love the way that it contrasts against every other element in the page. So the process was difficult and the process is something I'd never do again, but I love the result. Another background that I love, and this is the last one that I'll share with you before I move on to the next section, the next question, is Millie Marotta's Island Escape. And every time I colour a Millie page, I think, I wish I had have done that as a colour along. I'm obsessed. It's not only the background that I love, it's the whole page. It's super shimmery, glittery. This background was done in pan pastel, 3-4 different colours. I think it had a bright purple, a light purple, a white, and a pink. And I think did I do this on a live? I don't remember. It's certainly not a colour along, which I wish it was, because it's just beautiful. And I love the stars and I love everything about this. I love how shiny it is. Sometimes I just sit here and I do this and I just look at it, Do you guys do that? I do. I just love how glittery and galaxy-ish it is. You could do this with Neocolor twos, but I wasn't quite sure how the paper would go, so I was like, let's just pan pastel it because I know that they work well. Yeah, I just love everything about this. It's quite funny with Millies because they're very unassuming in the way that you would look at a picture and you think, oh yeah, they're just very different. They're different to Kirby, they're different to Layla, they're different to Johanna. And in my mind's eye, I can never picture the potential until I dive in and start adding glitter and start adding embellishments, and then you get results like this. And I wish that I would document on film more of that process. So I think, because in the past I didn't used to do many color alongs because I wasn't quite sure how things would turn out, but now I have learnt, if in doubt, film a color along or a tutorial because you can really create something special on camera. And so I think, yeah, if I'm not filming it, I'll do it during a live. So I try and document the process as much as possible because I'm just having so much fun with the results, and I make a lot of it up as I go as well. So I will choose the color palette. So I knew that I wanted to have like a purple background. So I'm just in love with this background. I will probably talk more about this in my completed pages for February. So I love that. Okay, share what types of pages you love to color and why do you prefer that style? So I prefer ocean theme. I love ocean theme. I love the style because you can really go to town with all the embellishments and you can make it bright. And I love bright, vibrant pages, and ocean theme really gives you a chance to do that. So like with these jellyfish and everything like that, I just love it. Johanna Basford has quite a few ocean pages as well. I think, yeah, the one that I'm working on at the moment, again, there is just so many opportunities for beautiful, vibrant pages. And the reason why there's so much white here is because not only am I, halfway through filming it, but I've only got a few elements to go before the rest is going to be crazy glitter gel pen. Apart from this background, I think I'm going to do this background the same color as these leaves here. I was debating whether I'd do it sand, but yeah, I think I'm going to make it green because I've been looking at a few different pictures and I like the way the results are when the background's different than when it's the same. So yes, I love colouring ocean theme. That's probably as cartoony as I go, this and Hannah Carlson stuff. I prefer less cutesy and more, yeah, like this is as cutesy as I go, but if I had the choice, it's always going to be Layla Julie. It's always going to be companion books. It's always going to be my preferred stuff is the ones that have the references and the information in the back, because I love learning about what I'm colouring. And as I was saying before, I love researching the elements and I love selecting, you know, the variety of that flower. So yes, I prefer this stuff. I'm more about this than I am about cartoony stuff. Like, I love looking at all the Coco Mayo stuff. Is that who does that? That's what's on trend right at the moment on TikTok. It's all the cute stuff with the alcohol markers. I love it, but it's not for me. I like this stuff. And because all of this, you would have seen, if you've seen a couple of my videos where I'm talking to you in person, I've got like a tattoo on my top left arm and it goes across my back, which is this kind of style, and it's peonies, and I think I'm just drawn to it because, yeah, I just love this style of artwork, and I love the contrast between the background and the images as well. I love all the text. Again, this book is so beautiful. And I'm looking forward to getting into hair as well. So as much as florals and leaves and oceans are my favourite, I'm looking forward to getting into the hair in Hannah Carlson's books. I'm just picturing, like I was saying before, I'm picturing all the different colours and the styles and the waviness and all the beauty that you can capture. And I suppose that's another thing that I like to colour as well, is I love colouring beauty, like not in a vein, not beauty as in like vanity, but in terms of like natural beauty, like flowers and hair and jewels and gold, like things that to me are beautiful objects. I love to colour. And I like to make, even though this is quite a sketchy style, I would say I would colour this as if I was painting it, kind of thing. So I would still do it very vibrant. So see, like I've made this very vibrant and there's Poscut all over it because it just leaked everywhere. Very vibrant, I just like to make everything pop off the page. I don't like colouring birds. I don't like colouring food. I don't like colouring spiders. There's some stuff in Kirby's books I don't like, so I'm not so much a fantasy colorist. Let's have a look. I'll just bring out Wonder Morphia. I've just had a couple of Kirby books to show you. While I love Kirby's style and I love colouring it, I like colouring the animals. That looks fun to colour. That was fun, but I was more drawn towards the mountain than I was the snake. That's a colour along up on my channel if you're interested. Don't know. That could be fun. Yes. Yes. Maybe. Oh, yeah. Yeah, could do that. Yep. Probably not. Probably not. Skulls. I'm not really into skulls and dragons and things. I think I'd picked, at a Mythic World, I've picked, it's like a dragony page that I've picked to do, which is good because the main, like, it's just one dragon and then the rest is natural. I'm not really into gothic stuff as much. If you seem like I'm probably not going to be, I mean, I could, but sometimes I don't like the way that, like, yeah, sometimes I don't like the way that some of these darker images make me feel. I love that. That was fun to colour. Yeah, sometimes if there's anything a bit dark, I just end up feeling dark. I'm very much, I tend to absorb things that I'm looking at very well, and they influence how I feel. So I tend to not, like, yeah, I could do that. This is a compilation book from his Morpheus series too. So you would have seen a lot of these images in his other books. I think I have Imagimorphia. And then this one, that's the only ones that I have in the Morphic series. I have Fragile World, Mythic World, World Within Worlds, and yeah, and there's a few that, yeah, just a bit dark and fantasy stuff. I'm not really into fantasy. That could be cool. But that's just me though. I'm not saying that it's gross. This is not me. I just want to feel happy when I colour things. Yeah, I feel like with Kirby stuff, 3/4 of it I'm pretty happy with. I mean, I did see the Dark Fairy Tales preview, which I don't think I'm going to buy that. There's probably like one page out of that I would colour, but the rest I just found a bit scary, and I ended up feeling really sorry and sad for all the fairy tale characters that were like in pain or something like that, or that like were wrapped up. I just felt so sad. But yeah, going back to other objects that I love to colour, definitely leaves. This is, yeah, definitely older Johanna style, but this would be another great double page spread that you could do with a Neo Colour 2 background. Probably not that. I don't know what I'd do with that. I'm sure that I could do it and make it look cool, but I'm looking at it and I just have no idea. So I'm probably not. And I'm not really into colouring fur either. I mean, I need to learn that, but this would be fun too. Flowers. Yeah. Anything, yeah, bright, flowery. Butterflies are okay, but yeah, I really don't like colouring birds. It's just hard. Mandalas are okay. Not a huge fan, but, you know, like if I had to colour one to save myself, I'd colour it, you know. Yeah. That's another one. That'd be good. I'll do that background quite dark, so I've got some of that stuff coming through. Yeah, I'm not really into, what are they called? Sugar skulls? Like, what's that? There's like a festival that has this stuff in it. Yeah. Yeah. So yes, anything that I can make super bright and fun and sparkly, because that's kind of what is going on in my head. Which is quite funny because I'm not someone that, like, my house is very neutral. My style of dress, I prefer jeans and a t-shirt. And if it's a t-shirt, it's a plain t-shirt. It's like, it could have like, you know, just a really simplistic logo. It could be linen. I'm more into like pops of color opposed to like psycho colors everywhere in my everyday life, other than coloring books. The more color, the better. Okay. Share what embellishments you love to use. Stickles, loose glitter, metallic watercolor, drawing, or collage. So, this is the selection I have out for that page that I'm doing. Okay, so I love using Posca. I really love using the Ohuhu glitter markers. Ohuhu glitter markers, my golly, Sarah. And I love using anything glittery, sparkly, metallic, anything that just makes the page pop, I will use. My white Posca pen is always on hand. This is I have that size, and I also have a thinner one as well. So I've got the PC3M and the PC1M. I have different sizes depending on what I'm doing, and I always have a white one too, like a white gel pen. The stickles, not so much. I think just because I don't know if they're widely available in Australia, but I just like things that are in pens. I mean, I'm sure that if I ever got a stickle, that I'm sure I'd be into it. But I love gel pens. I love just the process of applying them. Oh, and I certainly love them on ocean pages, because to me, when I'm snorkeling, like everything just looks glittery underwater, and I just think things need to be shiny. So where I can, I'm probably going to have less embellishments on a Kirby page, purely because the elements are a little bit different, but I will put them in where I can. So I'm obsessed. Ooh, and even Uni Posca have glitter paint pens. This one's really nice, this soft pink. Their other colors that are available are so similar to what I already have in the Ohuhu, I just don't bother, but these don't show up as much as these do. Like, these don't leave a shadow like the Ohuhus do for me. I think probably just because I like everything so bright that I probably apply these too heavily, and that's probably why they bleed through. So it's probably more me than them. So yeah, I like the Jelly Roll Metallic I do want to get some glaze and also some Pentel Sparkle Pop. I don't have those. I just grab what is readily available to me, and I have a whole container. It's actually a pot plant, like a pot that I sit it all in, and they all just sit there like a bouquet. There's so many of them. I did have them in a, I don't know why that pen's there. I did have them in a box, but I got too many. So I separate them all. I've got the Poscas in one, and they're sorted by colours. And yeah, so I love these gel pens, all of that. I really want to get into metallic watercolour. Not only the ones that, you know, like it's gold. I want to get into the ones that are very iridescent and that almost show off a couple of different colours at the same time. I really like what's out there, so I'm looking forward to bringing in some of that and purchasing some of those. I'm just looking at the questions. One thing that I mentioned that I'm not really into with backgrounds is drawing. I suppose, yeah, I'm just looking at what embellishments you love to use. Yeah, drawing. I don't like to draw stuff. I can't. It just looks ridiculous. So I don't even try. If there's a background, I'd prefer to make it like a colour or a gradient of colour or a galaxy, opposed to me drawing like extra trees. And I probably wouldn't draw extra swirls or anything with gel pen. The only length I'll go to is dots, extra dots. Like I wouldn't go drawing objects or anything like that because I'll just make it look horrible and I just won't do it. So, and usually with my pages, so I've selected all of these gel pens for that Rooms of Wonder page. However, I might only use half. It depends what I end up doing, but I usually just select more so that I've got more available to me. We'll see how we go. Okay, share what colour you love to use on your pages. Is it the same as your favourite colour? I don't have a favourite colour because it depends on the thing. Like I was saying, my house is very neutral. I've got like antique coloured walls, like it's like an antique white walls. I have white everything. I have brown floorboards. I have white pottery. I have neutral candles, and so it depends. It depends. So I would say if I'm choosing my favourite colours, just because I've got these here, these are the colours that I like to use. I love purples, pinks, and that real like aqua kind of green. Is that my favourite combination? No, but they're the colours that I'll most likely reach for, and I have to restrain myself sometimes, which is why I use the Colour Cube cards, because otherwise I'll just stick to pinks and purples and I'll like every page will look like Barbie. So I try to branch out on purpose because I know that I'll pigeonhole myself. But yeah, I think in terms of colours, pink and purples, and this will be seen a lot. I am trying to branch out with new combinations because I end up just using the same pencils over and over again. Like, I love using processed red. That's such a lovely color. And it also depends on the pencil too. So I love using oranges on my pages because the oranges are really creamy and they blend really well together. Same with the reds. So I love using oranges and reds on my pages from the pencils. I don't like the blues because the blues are really scratchy, especially this indigo blue. It drives me bananas. It's just, this is not creamy, it's scratchy. It must be the recipe or whatever it is. It just drives me bananas. Some of the other blues are a bit better. Some True Blue's not too bad, but there are some blues which are just so scratchy and they drive me bonkers. So I tend to stick with the colors that I know just go on really nicely. And yeah, even with, I don't have a favorite color. It depends. It depends on the page. It depends on the style that I want with the page. But yeah, it's mostly bright colors for my coloring books, as you'll notice. But I also want to stay true to like the element as well. Like if I have the option, and if there's a companion book in the like companion section in the back, I will mainly stick to, like, I'll try and keep it true to what the color of the thing would be, so to speak. Okay. Share what hobbies you love other than colouring. Are you an indoor cat or more outdoorsy? This is the second last question. Okay, so to answer that, am I an indoor cat? I'm both. I love being indoors. I love sitting in winter with a blanket and a heat pack and a cup of tea with a book or my colouring or watching a favourite Netflix documentary because I'm really into docos. Love a documentary. However, I love nature as well. I'm a bit of a water baby. I love being out in nature. I love camping. And when I say camping, I don't mean, we're going to a caravan park or we're going to go camp where there's other people. I like to camp in absolute isolation. Well, my husband and I do anyway. We love touring around Australia and going to all the national parks and going to those places that are off the beaten track, because that is where the beauty truly is. And I love the different changes in seasons. I am really looking forward to autumn. I love as summer turns into autumn how the atmosphere just goes really golden. There's like a goldeny white light and the air is really sweet and it just like the sounds of nature. So yeah, I like both. Nature gets me really excited. Atmosphere gets me really excited. But I really enjoy being inside because especially like sometimes I struggle with fatigue, things like that. And so being inside can really help when I'm just feeling like I just want to go to sleep. But yeah, I'd say, look, if I had to do it, if I had to span it out, it's not a 50-50. I would say nature is like 70% and then 30% inside. Yeah. My other hobbies. I love to read and I've got a couple of books here. So I really enjoy reading and I enjoy reading from Reese's Book Club picks. I really enjoy discovering new things. So I used to be part of 2 book clubs. Over COVID, I used to be part of Reese's Book Club and I also used to be part of Luxury Read in Australia, which is, I don't think it's available. I don't think that's up and running anymore because it used to be they'd send you a book. They just send you a book every month and you'd pay for the subscription. So a couple of books that I really like. This is Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. This is about, so how do you stop a murder when it's already happened? This is about a mum who keeps waking up on the same day. So this is a fantastic read. I kind of like stuff that's a bit suspense, a bit thriller-ish, but not scary. I'm not really into scary fantasy books, but this one's amazing. And I love a hardcover book. I know they're a bit, like to read them gets a bit annoying because the jacket and everything like that, but I just love a hardcover book. So that is a good book. The other types of books that I really like, this is called The Lessons by John Purcell. This is like a coming of age book. It's this young girl in the 60s who is just thrust into society at like 18 or something, like super young. And it's all about the lessons that she learns throughout life. And I love following a character over like the span of like 20, 30 years or more and just their character development. This book is a little bit racy in areas, but if you look at the forest for the trees, like it's just, it's all part of it. And so, it just is what it is. But this is a really good book. It makes you think. So like, it's like starts at 1961 and it ends up in 1983. So I just love coming of age books and when you take how innocence can just change depending on like your life experiences. So great book. Other one I really like, Wish You Were Here by Jodi Picoult. This one is about COVID. And I love this book because I read it during COVID or just after. And I think because we were also affected by it, especially in Australia, especially in Victoria, Melbourne, where I am, I think we had the record for all the lockdowns. This was just such a great book. There's so many twists. There's a massive twist that you don't see coming, which just blew my socks off. So that one's great. So I like reading like contemporary-ish stuff. Also, Where the Crawdads Sing. This is a film as well. So this was another Reese Book Club one. And I love this. Again, I like reading about people's like life story. This very much reminds me of Forrest Gump for some reason. Love that. And again, this has a really good twist at the end. One of my favorite genres is historical fiction. This one is based in World War II. I love it. I especially love reading books about World War II. I don't know why. I just love the different perspectives. So this one looks brand new purely because this is another copy that I have purchased because I took about 10 books away on holidays with me. And unfortunately, due to the circumstances, I couldn't bring them back. So that the original red copy is somewhere in the outback. I hope someone's got it and I hope they're reading it. I do know a few books were damaged, but I hope someone has this one because I love this book. This is The Nightingale. It's based in France, which usually the World War II books that I'm reading are based in Australia or they're Poland or Germany or England. This is the first French one that I've read, and I love this era. I also love even prior to that. So I loved the 18th century things. I love Ken Follett. I love Philippa Gregory. Anything that's based around monarchs as well, love. That's a good one. Last one. This is the same kind of genre as the first with the, so First Lie Wins. This is like a spy kind of book. Very twisty. So yeah, smart and sharp, fast-paced and twisty, it says at the top. Yes, and of course another hardback, which I love. So yeah, I like books like this where you're just like, what's going to happen? Like, who's going to write out who? Like, oh my gosh, like, because she's a spy, and it's just, yeah, it's great. So other hobbies I have, other than, so they're some of my books. I have many, many books. I have many leather-bound books. This is quoting Anchorman there. Other hobbies I have are, of course, music. I'm obsessed with music. I can remember falling in love with my first song that wasn't Disney or Play School at age 3. It was Simply Red's Fairground. So I think that came out in 1993. And I remember that started my love for music. And so what I've done on Spotify, I have a soundtrack called My Life Soundtrack. And I think I got this idea from Brene Brown. So any song that reminds me of any time in my life, whether I like it or not, if it just brings up some kind of nostalgia, some memory, something, it goes in the Life soundtrack, and that song is in there. And so music for me, it just is the soundtrack to my life. And I have music on all the time. If I'm not listening to something upstairs in our studio, I often have lo-fi on when I'm coloring, all of that. And yeah, so music is a hobby turned career. So that's what I do for a living as well. We own a music studio. I love sound designing. I love producing music and things like that. And I also, another hobby of mine is definitely content creation. I love YouTube. I love editing videos. I love creating reels and stories and things like that. I might not necessarily be up with all the TikTok trends, but I really enjoy the process of creating content for you guys. And so that is definitely a hobby for me. In terms of other art hobbies, I do like paint by numbers. I've done a few of those. They are actually what got me back into colouring. I did a paint by numbers from Kmart actually. So if you're interested in a few paint by numbers videos with tips and tricks, let me know, because I actually have a few canvases that I haven't done, and I could do that with you. So it could be like a paint by numbers paint along if you like. So if you want to see that, let me know, because that could be something else that we do. Other hobbies, yes, of course, my dogs. They are a hobby. My dogs are also a lifestyle. One of my close friends, we're obsessed with dogs. Our whole conversation when we catch up is over the dogs. And we come to see each other, but we also visit each other for the dogs. So I love my dogs. Sport, I'd say we love watching the F1. So yes, I would consider that a hobby of mine, because I do I like getting into the drivers' backgrounds and stuff, and all the drama that goes on and off the track. And I like tennis as well. So yeah, you could say it's a hobby. I don't know. It's more of an interest, isn't it? Okay, last question, because we're at 1 hour, and I've seen these videos done at half an hour, and here I am, an hour into it, I'm still going. Share what you love most about colouring and a wonderful colouring community. Okay, about colouring, it's hard to put into words, but I love the sense of accomplishment. I love the creative exploration. And I think that that's the biggest thing. I love the creative exploration, and I love that because for me, I process everything in colour. So for me, numbers and letters are in colour. So for example, the number 4 is green and the number 5 is yellow and the word forest is green. I mean, that's pretty obvious, but the colour cool is yellow. So I process a lot of things in color. So for me, coloring really just, and so like just bringing out this vibrant one again, I look at that and I get immediate like rush of dopamine into, I was like, oh, that's so cool. And it ignites that creative, keep bumping this. It ignites the creative streak in me, and color actually translates to my music, and it helps me create and produce music and vice versa. So color is like a language for me. And so when I'm coloring, I feel like I'm just speaking a language, you know? And I love, so not only for me, but I think you would have heard me say this before, but I love the sense of community that we have with coloring, especially on YouTube. For me, I have a massive heart for the people that, you know, they might be injured or they might be alone and they're watching coloring. And I just want to be the person on the other end of the TV screen or the phone, whatever device, that's your friend, that's just here, that's just chatting to you. And I love it when I go live because there's a group of us that always jump on. And it's like we're just chatting around a table, having a cuppa. Like, I don't feel like I'm streaming to people. I feel like I'm streaming with people and we're catching up. And that's one of the things that I love about it is, like, I've got this whole new set of coloring friends that, you know, I wouldn't have had. And so I'm so passionate about reaching people and teaching people how to do this. Which is why I really like doing my full page color alongs, as much as they're like a massive hard slog to do. I love just breaking it up and showing it how easy and how wonderful it can be. And I just want to like not break the stigma, but break the fear that can come with art that, oh no, I could never do that. It's like, yes, you can. And I'm going to show you how. And yeah, I just love, because for me, like in my brain, you know, those, it's like artwork where it's like, you know, it could be of like a Head and Shoulders, and half the lady's head, like you can see her chin and her nose, but the rest is just like this bunch of flowers. That's how I feel. That's how my brain feels. And so this is my brain on a page. I know that people might look at me and think, oh, like you dress fairly neutrally and, you know, sometimes you might have a bit of color, but you don't really. But my brain is literally this. It is a riot of color and creativity. And so I love bringing that out on a page. And I love sharing that with people. And yeah, I love the friendships that I'm making. I don't necessarily love all the little randoms that pop up on the live that like to cause a bit of havoc. They're kind of annoying, but I secretly enjoy kicking them out. I get a bit of a power trip. So yeah, I don't enjoy the Muppets that jump on, but I think half the time hurting people hurt people, right? So there is my very long video. I will edit this down, so hopefully it won't be as long, but you will see some of these pages in my February completed pages video. But thank you so much for joining me today with the Sharing the Love tag. If you have a YouTube channel, I would love to see you do this video as well, and I will tag the original creator, so I will tag Elm Colors down in the description as well. So I'm going to go back to filming the second half of my color along, so keep your eyes peeled for that, and I'll catch you in the next video. See you later.